Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Ginge and Pedro Show. I'm, of course, your host, your boy Ginge, the Trailer Park King. Alongside me is this drawing over here, done by Mr. Pak Kwan from the series Elixir. And I have no co-host as of yet. We'll see. We'll see if he has anything to say. If not, that's quite all right. We do have a familiar face in the chat. Ara, I was actually thinking about him the other day. How you doing, sir? Videographer extraordinaire, comic book fan for sure. Ara's a great dude. Thanks for coming by, sir. He says, hello, all. We got Pops. Hey, the madness himself. If you like what we do and want to contribute content to or become a sponsor of the Madness Comic Network, please contact us at the email below or donate. Yep, we are a part of the Madness Network here. Basically just an assortment of comics related shows. I'm one of them. There's draw streams, chill streams, movie review streams, even if you're into horror. Oh my, we've got him in the house. J-Bot, what's up, bud? He says, sup, homies? We winning tonight. Let's go. Great artist himself, Bear Zerker. You can sort of see that little bear there. This dude really has got quite a fun style for cartoonists out there. He takes, like, there's a Frazetta piece that comes into my mind where he took a Frazetta piece and put his Bear Zerker in that style. Very nice. Hey, Ara, what's up, bud? Hello, all. Hope you're doing well. Alrighty, so, all right, gang, while we're waiting for P Money Ang to show up here, I didn't want to leave our guest hanging, and we were having a good conversation. Oh, boy, hold on. Hold the phone. Hold up. Here he is, my boy.
Hey,
Bubba.
I'm not feeling too well today.
Yeah, you're free to go, man. You do
no. I'll just stay. I'll be here and be beautiful.
You came in looking rough, just so you know.
Yeah, I know.
Get you some vitamin C or something. I don't know. You got oranges over there?
I do have that. The Latin American version, which is a mango. But yeah,
no, that's interesting. Interesting. We're talking fruit because I tried for the first time today a honeydew melon.
Oh,
you ever had a honeydew melon?
Yeah, I know what those are. Yeah. I've seen them from afar.
It got me excited because I was like, it's named honeydew.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, yes, let's go. It was all right.
Yeah, exactly. Like, honeydew melons are not that.
It was all right. No, it was like
the first time. Have you ever had a mangosteen?
No, definitely not.
Okay, I mean that's a common fruit here, but it's very exotic in the U.S. And I'm talking to a cousin who, I don't know, he's been reading on mangosteen. And he's like, yeah, dude, it helps your shaft. I'm like, okay,
helps your shaft. How does it help your shaft? What's it do to your shaft?
Yeah, it gives you, let's say, it helps you with a more turgent erection. Let's just call it that way.
All right. So it's like
Well, yeah, I mean,
it's like nature's. It's like a fruit oyster.
One of the many bogus remedies for that.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like nature's oyster, but oyster is like nature's oyster.
Yeah, exactly. Oysters are a part of nature. Last time I checked.
Yeah. Let me bring our guest in, but I do just want to say this. Yeah, maybe he'll have something to say about it. Let me bring him in here, ladies and gentlemen. Comic creator and writer Charlie McFarland. Hey, buddy.
Hey guys, what's up?
Hey, what's up? Sorry about that, Charlie.
You're on the more exotic fruits. I'm still on like apples, man.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good too. Like there was one called Noni.
True.
I don't even know what Noni is.
Yeah, Noni. It's like a translucent white bulb that tastes like vomit, and it's supposed to be a cure-all.
Oh,
maybe
that's
if you have cancer, AIDS, Noni juice.
Never mind, I don't need that.
I did want to say this. Well, I'm sorry, just about oysters, real quick, just to put a pin in this, because oysters are supposedly nature's aphrodisiac. Again, you throw the natures in, but right, it's like I find this so strange. Then and I don't know about
Mm.
Panama. Pedro lives in Panama, the country, right? So I don't
Yeah.
know how I don't know how y'all get down over there, but over here it's quite common for whole families to go to an oyster bar and eat oysters together. Now I don't like oysters, and I also find the idea of going around eating things that supposedly make me hard around my mother.
Getting horny around your family.
Yeah, it's like, why do I need to sit across from the table for my dad getting sniffy?
But you know why you can do it? Because it's bullshit. Like, you're not gonna have an oyster and get a hard one right away. Yeah, like that's
if
not
I
the way
caught
that
my
works.
parents eating oysters, I think I'd be like, do I need to leave? Is something going down?
Yeah, excuse me, and then you're walking funny. Like, nah, it's not gonna happen, man.
And just like cousins side-eyeing each other, like, all right, just don't make
exactly. Oh, that happens a lot down here.
I don't eat oysters though, so I've can say I've never gotten a boner from one. I've gotten nothing but the opposite of a boner. Looking at them, actually, they don't
not appetizing looking.
No.
Yeah, and they're not that good.
Yeah, there you go.
I'd rather have clams.
Oh, heyo. Hold on. Hold that thought. Hold that.
Yeah.
Hold that.
It's gone. It's gone. What's the reason? Why are we here? Sorry, I'm gonna ramble because I'm medicated right now.
Yeah. No, I forgot you're under the weather here. I'm having fun. Okay, so real quick, J-Bot says get some milk. I don't know. That sounds like they're just gonna throw up on stream.
I'm lactose intolerant, sir. That would be a huge mistake.
And it'll be shitting and farting for the next week. All right, Shadowhawk. Okay, enough. Thanks for coming by, bud. Okay, so Charlie, my friend, it's your first time on the show, so we definitely want to welcome you. Yep. Pedro doesn't want to welcome you.
Yeah, I do. Sorry, wrong, but
I'm just poking fun. No, so tell us about yourself, buddy. You're a comic writer, creator.
I am mostly just a writer, but I'm a comic book writer. I wrote a series called Pistol Shrimp, which is how you and I kind of got in touch. And I'd also written a series before that called The Citizen, and a few here and there one-off comics that was in. It came out on a Wednesday, so I've been writing a few.
Congrats,
different
buddy.
things for a while. Thank you.
What's your story and it came out on a Wednesday?
That's actually the first thing I had ever gotten published in. See if I can.
Right on.
So I actually framed the ones that I was in.
Hey, very nice. I think I have that one in the middle.
Okay, then you probably saw something I've written in there.
Right on.
Are you familiar? Do you know many of the alternate books?
Yeah.
You know Unit 44?
Yes.
Wes Loker.
Yeah. So the guy who's the artist on that right now, Alexander Jovic, was the artist I worked with on those three. It came out on Wednesdays, and he also did the art for The Citizen.
All right, buddy.
So,
very nice.
I go way back.
Congrats on that. You're sort of coming up old school style, scratching through, getting shorts in anthologies.
Difficult, but
yeah, very nice. Okay, so let's sort of take it from the top, man. When did you start writing? Was this always something you wanted to do, or
Oh man, I've written since I was a kid. I mean, I've always been writing for as long as I can think. But I guess if you're talking like when did I actually start getting into comics? Alexander and I probably started working together back in 2012, and then just kind of really got serious, like actually started getting published and stuff probably not until 2018 maybe. So it took a while.
Brother. No, I mean, sometimes it's like that though. Me and my best friend tried writing a comic together in 2012. And it was me doing all the work, so it just kind of fizzled out. But it was actually that same story that would bring me back into it in like 2019. So it's kind of funny sometimes, the journey.
So are you two still working together on it, or you got a new artist, or do you do the art for your series?
No. So I'm a writer. Pedro's my main artist, but this story.
That's awesome, Pedro.
Yeah. This story though, it's just. I mean, it's probably never going to see the light of day, but what ended up happening was COVID hit, and me and my boy were playing Xbox, and he was like, just I'd come across online comics online and was like, "Hey, bro, you remember that story we were talking about a while back?" And we just started, kicking his, let's do this thing. And it basically ended up being the same thing again, where I'm doing all the work. And it was just sort of at that point where I was looking at it, I was like, I can do this for myself. It's like, so I just kind of was like, fuck him. It was like, just started writing my own shit and going on the journey. He's still my best friend. We talk, 5 times a week, but
It's not business partners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't you watch that George Bush video, like, fool me once, shame on you? The things you can't get fooled again.
Right.
So yeah, that's the thing. Like,
It's a classic.
Been in that situation.
Yeah.
No, it's all good. It's just I don't know what it is. It's like you just got to have a passion for writing, I guess, to be a writer. But real quick, guys, speaking of writers with passion, my boy Ashton Jackal in the house.
Yep.
One of the OG guests on this show, I believe number 1 or 2. It's either him or Anthony, but he says, "Yo, Ginger, nice audio." Yeah, buddy. I was waiting for you to come by, actually, because you and Dave Brink and a few other people, but like Ashton and Dave Brink were like 2 people consistently telling me I need to get a new audio setup. All right.
It does sound clean.
Yeah.
$9
Like a whistle.
Amazon.
If I did this thing more often, I'd consider it, but I don't know if it's worth the investment for me until I, have a successful series or 2, maybe.
Yeah, I waited like 3 years of doing this to get this thing, and it was like, I think Ashton was like, he's like, "Ginger, I can't watch the show anymore. The audio is too bad." I was like, and I went back and listened to it. Well, I mean, he's right though. It was pretty hard to listen to. So
I'm still waiting.
What you still waiting for, buddy?
To get my mic.
Oh.
Sorry about that. I didn't want to cut the flow.
No.
All right.
You're good.
No, it's all good. Just the way you jumped out there, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
It's all right, buddy. You're not feeling too hot.
It was really fun in my head, though.
Anytime you need to get some water or take a breather or whatever. But let's.
The good news is it looks like the medication's working. Is the positive.
Yeah.
You're looking a little under the weather, darling.
I've been sick all this week though, so something I'm telling you must have gotten around from here to Panama.
Oh no, the thing's like right now in Panama, like I live in the tropics, so it's like rain or no rain. There's no like seasons. So
does it get cold?
So we're starting.
No, I mean it's the tropics, but I gotta ask. I've never been.
Yeah, no. We go into a dry season, which is what's starting right now, and there's a lot of pollen in the air, and a lot of people get sick.
Take me out.
So, yeah.
I'm in Kentucky.
But
we're in the middle of our snowstorm, which for us is like an inch.
Where are you at, Charlie? What state are you in, buddy?
Kentucky.
Oh, Kentucky. Right on.
So we got some snow right now.
Interesting.
Completely shuts down.
Yeah. Dude, I lived in Canada for 2 years, and I don't do cold. It sucks.
I can't imagine a place where they are used to snow to the point where like you still have to go about your day when there's like 6 feet of snow. Because here, I'm telling you, it's like we get 2 inches of snow. It's like, well, everybody stay home. We're all just we'll start again tomorrow.
Right. Well, try again tomorrow, everybody. Enjoy your day. I live in
whatever
Florida.
It was. It's not worth it. Yeah.
We've gotten like a little bit of snow here, but like nothing significant. We get a lot of ice, like white ice, and
from Florida.
Yeah.
Just hurricanes.
Well, we get a lot of that too, but like in the cold season, like your pipes will freeze here. And I had a neighbor one time who left his sprinkler running, like by his fence. Oh, and like when we woke up the next morning, it was like a bunch of icicles all over the fence. It was really cool. But
yeah, probably didn't see that too often out there, I'd imagine.
No, hell no. But we got don't mind Pedro's, but Ginger's was doing like this weird roboting sound, and it just killed me. Wasn't always there, but when it hit, I had to stop. Yeah, it's because one of the earbuds was actually going out. And it's like the speaker inside. Anyways,
I've
not
played a lot of
interesting.
games with people online, and I've heard that sound. I know what they're talking about.
Hey, we got Rex in the house. What's up, sir? Double Fire
Rex?
Momentum has a book out. I will grab that, or he has a sign up going around.
Yeah.
Right. I will grab that and throw it in the chat here. But what games do you play, Charlie? What are you on here lately?
I'm a PC gamer. You know, I'm all everything I play right now. So I've gone back to it. I've never finished the game. I've gone back to the original Dark Souls because my best friend used to be obsessed with that game, and I played it once and was like, "This is bullshit. I hate this. This is too hard. I don't see the appeal." Went back to it again like 3 years later, still felt that way, and then like last year, I finally went back where it kind of clicked a little bit.
No doubt.
I kind of see the appeal now, but I'm still haven't beaten it. I'm still hating it.
Yeah.
Playing it. It's fun, but I hate it. I can't explain it.
No, it is fun. It's like there's like this thing of like once you get the hang of it, like those games, there is a pretty big learning curve, or is it curb? I don't know, but once you get the hang of it, it's like this can be done.
That's the thing. It's very rewarding when you finally accomplish the goal, but it's
absolutely
it's like pulling teeth up until then.
It shows the mettle of a man, I like to think.
I'm getting it. I'm to the point where I'm like, okay, can I do like all three of them? I know. Like there's other ways I should be spending my time, but I'm like, I can beat these games. I can at least do that.
Right. Okay. So speaking of better uses of our time here, I know I'm driving Pedro nuts by steering this conversation all over the place. And if you pay attention there, I just did 2 driving puns back to back. But anyways, so Charlie, tell us about Pistol Shrimp, buddy. What was the initial, like, what were you doing? Were you watching National Geographic on a shrimp documentary, or?
No, I think I was literally at work. I told you earlier, I work like a basic retail job, nothing special. And I was sitting there with my friends, and we were just discussing animals. And it was just, I'd already heard of the pistol shrimp. I never thought anything of it. And I was just sitting there with like, just the name. That's all I had to hear was the name of this animal sounds cool as hell. And it seemed like a superhero or something. And me and my friend were just kind of tossing it back and forth. And I was like, yeah, but I mean, literally just like if the shrimp had guns. It was that's why I had to like Google it like 15 times, because I was like, it's not a brilliant idea. It's a very basic idea. And I was convinced that like there was a book already out there. It's like somebody.
Yeah, but sometimes everything you need is a rhythm, and Pistol Shrimp has a nice feel, like a nice rhythm to it. So yeah.
I just also love the idea of like a hero that's like that big. Just something about tinier than everyone around him. It just seemed like good comedy there to me.
So I've got.
Oh, I like this.
Yeah, I wish I could. I don't know how to operate. I guess it's just going to be at this big page size.
Size queen.
Oh, I know it. Oh, come on now. Okay. So let's see. Well, this is on Global Comics, though, for anybody interested. Pistol Shrimp #1 here. And let's see. Charlie, did you have something you wanted to show us there, buddy?
Oh, I was just said I've got the book as well.
Yeah,
you can't see the whole thing.
There we go. Woo! Very nice.
Just a goofy, fun action series. If you like a comedy with your action, this one's got that.
Yes, I actually love comedy with my action, and that's sincerely.
I like the posing, man.
Oh, that's our artist, Luis Morocco. I'm not 100% sure on the pronunciation there. I don't want to.
Morocco.
Too dirty, but
to the chat real quick, and we got Ictus in the house,
what's up, Ictus?
Fellow Floridian and the Gator Man. Here we go. He says, Pistol Shrimp. I'm sold already with the title. Name alone. Absolutely.
Hey man, I was too.
See what I mean?
Sounds like pistol grip. Nice. So here's to the chat real quick, and Pedro, maybe if you remember, isn't there in the indie scene, our neck of the woods, isn't there an octopus cowboy? What is that book?
There is. I found that out myself.
What is it?
I was just. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's a Filipino artist, but I'm blanking on the name right now.
To the
And
chat.
yeah.
Or Charlie, if you know the name.
It's Cowboy Octopus, and I was actually concerned because around the time whenever I posted like the Kickstarter for this, I'd never heard of it, didn't know anything about it, and somebody commented and was like, "Oh, it's like Cowboy Octopus." And I was just like, "Oh my god!" I spent so long searching for like Pistol Shrimp. I was like, "There's probably a series," so I looked it up, and I was like, "Well, it does have a similar character type." But I even commented on it, and I was so worried. I was like, man, this is going to ruin everything. Because I hope I didn't just straight up steal this guy's idea. And then the guy reached out to me on Twitter who wrote it and was like,
excellent.
Because I commented, I was like, hey, I hope he doesn't think I'm like stealing his thing. Like I'm not trying to like bite his style. And he just commented and was like, hey man, don't worry about it. And I instantly I was like, well, that was very, very cool of him.
Absolutely.
Because he had every right to be mad at me. But
yeah.
So I'm gonna
like what's the rogues gallery for a Pistol Shrimp? Like I'm really
as of the first issue, it's established there is a gang run by a leader known as Big Man ROKU, who runs a gang of sharks. Who you can see it right there. Some of the sharks.
Oh,
so that
I can like I can see him like fighting like a gang of French chefs. That want to make like cocktail, like stuff like that. Like like that. There's a lot of range.
Ideas.
Yeah, like the range of storytelling here for this like action comedy is just endless.
Yeah, this one. This was from the Kickstarter page here, but you can see in the first couple pages that essentially the story was Pistol Shrimp and his wife Carolyn are both sea creatures in a fish tank that's in a restaurant. And they basically get dumped into the ocean, and that kind of kickstarts the story.
I love that his wife is named Carolyn.
He's just Pistol Shrimp.
Dude.
He doesn't need a name. He's just Pistol.
So I was thinking, I mean, it's actually that was actually sort of what I was getting at with Octopus Cowboy. I was like, you should get up with him and the Merkmaid team and do like an underwater stream hangout. You guys
Merkmaid, I'm pretty sure was another one that I met during the Kickstarter phase.
Right.
I think they made a comment too where they were like, "Oh, you'd get along well with." If this is the book I'm thinking about, where it had Sebastian the Crab also in it, Sebastian.
Right. Oh yes, Sebastian.
Yeah, because he commented and he was like, him and Sebastian would get along well, and I was like, honestly, everybody in the indie comic scene is so cool about like sharing ideas like that. That I was like, all these people that I thought were gonna be like, "Hey man.
Right.
Keep your idea away from ours. They're too close."
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like competition. Yeah, competition doesn't need to be like ugly like that.
Yeah.
Unless like it's a blatant clash of like very similar ideas, and then that might be a problem. But dude,
that's the thing. If I showed up and I was like, "Hey guys, you've seen Cowboy Octopus, but meet Octopus Cowboy," like I get it. If he was
exactly.
You gotta cut this shit out.
A human with 8 arms, though? A cowboy with 8 arms.
Everybody was so cool about it that
wow,
it made me feel
love that. We do have a question for you, real quick, from Ashen Jackal. He says, "Is he using double action revolvers?"
I never considered it, but I just went with in the script the standard 6 shooters. See, at work I sell some guns, and I went with the basic like Smith and Wesson kind of Wrangler.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Ichtha says things happen in the indie scene by honestly pure coincidence. Indeed, they do. And it's great that both of those teams were nice. Because Pedro's right. Competition doesn't need to be ugly. I think one thing that's interesting about the indie scene, there's definitely a lot of competition and there's a lot of drama. Obviously, we don't even need to go there, but
really,
right. But with the example you gave just now of 2 teams with similar books being welcoming of you, it's like I think that's one of the things, because there's other like genres of like YouTubers and stuff and I've had experiences with people, and I won't name any names, but I've had experiences with people Pedro, the group, and I'll tell you after the fact.
Don't tell the jacuzzi story. Yeah.
No, Jesus. We've had enough of that. I have to be careful of the stories I tell on the show now because I embarrassed myself last episode.
So,
anyways.
So it stays out there forever.
Yeah, I know, but no, it's like I've had a group of people that treated themselves like the cartoon mafia. That's what I ended up calling them. And like were strangely hostile to me because I shared something in their Discord, and it got real strange real quick.
Oh,
And I was like,
I
was like, I pissed off. I told Pedro, I sent him the stuff. I was like, I just pissed off the cartoon mafia because they were like talking to me like they were gonna it's like, we were gonna put you on. They didn't say it exactly like that, but that was sort of some of the gist.
That's like 1920s gangster talk.
Well, I'm having fun.
You're in trouble, see? Yeah. We're gonna get you. Yeah.
Be careful, we're gonna fill you with holes.
But I was just sharing something to them because
it's gonna be curtains, James. Curtains.
Right. I was just sleeping with the fish right now, the pistol shrimp to be correct. But no, I was like, I thought they would find it interesting because of the guest we had on at the time was one of Pedro's sort of, I don't know what's the word. It was George, what's his last name, Pedro? He's a Disney
Scribner,
right? He's a Disney director, animator, OG, and I thought as big sort of cartoon guys they would appreciate it, and they did not.
Director of Ollie and the Gang.
Yeah, but it's all good. What can you do?
I feel like walking on eggshells sometimes just when I post on Twitter because it's like you said, comics are like divided, and I don't want to be in the middle. I just want to make my comic and ignore both sides. But even doing that, people look at you as being a bad guy. So
the only thing I can say is like say what you're gonna say, and whoever's gonna get mad is gonna get mad. In the end, it's just the face on the screen or somebody typing. Like he's not really affecting your life. Like, oh my God, Pedro sucks. Really? Yeah. You need to buy a plane ticket to Panama, then go up the mountains on the way to a copper mine, and then you can find me, and then you can say it to my face, and I might be offended then. It's just like it's nothing.
See, even when I was working with my artist on The Citizen, I remember talking to him about because we knew like things were getting so heated, and we were like, we really wanted to just kind of stay out of it. And he made the point that I really agree with, where he's like, look, I don't want anybody reading my book just because they think I'm part of their team. Like if people are reading my book, I want them to read it because they like it. That's all it comes down to. So.
Yes, and that's essentially what brought us together. I'd have to say is the idea and the name of the character. It's silly, it's fun, it's well drawn. Yeah. So let's dive in a little deeper here, and I do just want to say hello to the chat because I guess you're kind of bringing numbers in here, bud. We got like 10, 11 viewers at a time here. So hello out there in comic book land, but. So we've got Pedro asked a good question earlier. He mentioned, or I guess maybe you answered it with the sharks here, but could we get in a little deeper? We've got Pistol Shrimp, we've got Carolyn, of course. Could you tell us a little bit more about their origin? Are they simple plains folk? And like I know they live in a fish bowl in a restaurant, but
I pictured it. We only seen the first issue completed so far. I know where it goes from there, but from what people have read so far, I kind of always perceived it as like they're living on like the small farm, kind of probably close to like where I live, like Kentucky kind of style farm, where it's like you're isolated from everything. They don't know anything about the underwater world because they've lived in this little seafood restaurant for their whole lives, which. The jokes early on in the issue is how short the lifespan of a shrimp is, because like they get dumped and 2 days pass and Pistol Shrimp's gone from being like this isolated sea creature to like now he's this badass gun wielding warrior, and it's only been 2 days. But
I love
nice.
Yeah, but so it's basically just the whole story is his quest to find Carolyn because they got separated whenever he got dumped into the water. And the first issue kind of follows as he's looking for her, and he encounters a couple of weird groups in the underwater sea area. He ends up in this saloon where he encounters those sharks I mentioned before. Actually, the second issue, which is coming out soon, kind of builds off of that first issue. So this will be the first series I've written that follows more of each issue is going to kind of continue the same big story, because my last book, The Citizen, was like every issue was kind of a standalone thing, and this is more like chapters.
Dude, I don't want to contaminate my story, but looking at the concept, I'm getting so many ideas, and I don't know if you'll mind, but picture a steamboat, and the whole crew is river shrimp, and they're a gang of hustlers, like Lotharios, like there's like a riverboat casino, and then pistol shrimp.
That's basically what it is. Something about having a really simple concept like that makes the idea so much easier. Because I've had other series I've done where it's like, okay, it's a very, very specific idea, and then finding the ideas for it and the story ideas for individual issues is so much harder.
Like, yeah, dude, but this is running itself, man. Congrats on the concept, dude.
Thanks.
And it looks fun.
I don't think it's all that brilliant. I just think it's crazy that it wasn't already there.
No. The thing's like, in its simplicity, there's a brilliance, because the character design is on point. He's very recognizable. He has a really nice silhouette. And
that's all Luis Morocco, I'm telling you. I sent him the script and I was like, hey, it's a shrimp with guns. And then he just came up with he created the concept of what he looks like. Because I didn't give him any tips. I just said, do what you can. And that's what he came up with.
Shrimp with guns. Go.
I was like, no notes. This is perfect.
Charlie, we do have a question for you here from a first-time commenter as well. Hello, White Alakazam. One easy way to my heart: make an animal and turn it into a cowboy. Where can I back this?
So actually, right now, there's no Kickstarter. It's already, the first issue's already out on Global Comics.
So how does that work? Do you buy it off of Global Comics and it ships, or is it digital?
So right now, it's digital only on Global Comics. You can get it for like 99 cents, which is the lowest they would let me do without making it free.
Okay.
I plan on, once issue 2 drops on there, I would like to eventually make the first issue free so people can start reading it right off the bat. But as of right now, we're kind of looking into the possibility of doing another Kickstarter, because I want to do issue 2 and it's getting kind of pricey. And if I do another Kickstarter, then we'll print issues again, which means you can get your own physical copy.
Right.
And if I get enough money, I'd like to continue printing some of my own. But
do you have a lot of copies on hand of the first volume?
I think we printed almost exactly the right amount. I think I ended up with like 3 extras, which I was kind of thinking I might just do like a giveaway on Twitter or something. Let somebody get a chance to win them.
Yeah, well, I'd say definitely do another run if you're looking to do printing costs, or maybe just fund the printing costs itself for like campaign number 2. Just, hey, we've got the book drawn. This campaign's just for print costs.
The only reason I was so hesitant about doing another Kickstarter, because we did our first Kickstarter and we made it, but I was so nervous, and I had so many like friends and family who helped out and contributed that like never would have. They probably didn't give 2 shits about comics. They didn't care. They did it because they were friends with me or friends with my wife.
Yeah,
they really helped out, and I appreciated it more than they would ever know. And I was so worried if I did, a second Kickstarter, it's going to be like me coming back around with the hat, like, all right, guys, I'm expecting you to do it again, and I don't want to. I don't want to come around. It's like if I could put it out and then my friends and family not know about it, so that I don't make them feel. I don't know. I had this really guilty feeling about like doing it again.
No, that actually makes sense. It's like you're sort of. I think you're getting into your own head a little bit on it.
Tell me about it.
I see where you're coming from, though. Not not wanting to look. All right, not trying to make it an expectation. Yeah,
I do believe we delivered a pretty solid product. So I'm hoping if I do it again, people won't think anything about it.
Yeah, and maybe a pitch is like, if you enjoyed the first one, it's like if you genuinely enjoyed the first one, here's your chance to pick up the second. The second one.
And that's
the marketing. You just the marketing, like who doesn't like shrimp?
Hey man,
who doesn't like cowboys?
The marketing felt way more difficult because I have Twitter, and then my wife kind of set me up a little Facebook page that She'll post stuff on for me. But that's about all I've got as far as marketing. So I felt like I was like shilling the same. Like after the third or fourth post in a row, I was like, these people are probably like, dude, shut up, we get it. We've seen the shrimp 15 times. But like, it was. I felt like I was like rolling the ball uphill.
Dude, like, the 70s give us the shrimp cocktail. The 80s gave a lemon pepper shrimp.
Somebody made the joke that one of the Kickstarter rewards should be like a box of frozen shrimp. I was like, hey.
Lemon pepper shrimp. Hold on now. So real quick here, for everybody out there in TV land, White Alakazam was asking Global Comics with an X, right? That is correct. So I've got in the chat here for all y'all out there, you can pick up the digital for as low as 99 cents. So
99 cents.
You seriously can't beat that, guys. This guy should be charging more for this, but out of the kindness of his heart, here he is.
Yeah.
Hopefully, one day I'll be able to put something on Global Comics for like $45 and just people buy it. Until then, we'll stick with 99 cents.
I don't really use Global Comics. Not that I have anything against it.
I never have before this, honestly.
Right. But, so what's the average pricing on there? Do we know, gang? Pedro, you have any idea?
I have no idea, man. I live in the jungle. I'm not feeling that good.
Right.
When I looked it up, I saw a lot of like indie publishers that use it pretty frequently, and from what I could tell, the prices range from a lot of people put their stuff on there for free, which I'm like, that's awesome. Like, I think it's great that they do it for free, and believe me, I would love to do it for free. Like I said, once the second issue's out, I'll try to make it free, but like I gotta recoup some costs.
Yeah, like I would love to put stuff for free, but I have a weird necessity, which is eating.
I like to tell myself I'm doing it for the love of the game, but I gotta.
Yeah. I need to eat and pay bills and stuff.
I certainly am not making a living off of comics by any means.
Yeah,
I'd at least like to kind of break even at some point.
Yeah.
So we've got Cool Slaw in the chat. Shout out to him and the Heck crew over there. Yep. He says, great website. Prices range all over. Free to expensive. Lots of indie and big names. So I'm wondering if even if you have something free, I wonder if you're getting paid like maybe even like Charlie, I don't know, maybe if you know, just when you were setting yours up, is there like you get paid like per view, or is it paid per like how's that work?
The way it looked from my experience with it, they split it like, I don't remember what the percentages is, but it's not like completely unreasonable. But they document it by individual page views. So like last I checked, mine had like 325, but that's not like 325 people read the whole book. It's like that's 325 pages that people have looked at. So collectively, and then they also have like their subscriber service, and I've got it set where if you subscribe to Global Comics, you can read it for free. Like you don't have to pay extra for that. You can if you subscribe, and I think you get some small cut of that too if people are reading it that way. Which honestly, overall, right now, I've made like 74 cents. I have not made like big money off this or anything. But honestly, my last series, The Citizen, which got published through Action Lab Comics, which if you know anything about them, I've already made more money than I ever made with them.
It wasn't, I mean, again, not to sort of kick up drama, but wasn't there like some big blowout or something?
There is currently a class action lawsuit with all their creators, not all of them, but most of them who opted in because no one's ever gotten paid, or at least not in the last several years. They've never with me shared their like sales numbers or anything. I have no idea how well my book did. I saw a lot of people buying it on Twitter, but I've never once been told like, hey, here's how it did, or here's how much money we owe you. So
right. Did you get paid from them?
Never.
No. Oh man.
Never.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not even a message like you could have made this much.
They ghosted everybody. They whenever the drama got real big and like everyone on Twitter started hearing about it, they started like trying to act like, hey, we're going to do better. We set up like this email address that the creators could reach out to. And then, they were good about it for about a year, and then once the drama died down, it's like they don't respond anymore.
Right. They
Right.
gotta
Which I'm
play it out.
over it now. It's whatever. Honestly, more than anything, I'm happy that people read my book. Like, I'm not hurting because that book. I didn't make money. If anything, I had people on Kickstarter who backed it because they said, "Hey, I read The Citizen, so I backed Kickstarter, or I backed Pistol Shrimp," and I was like, "Hey,
You just got ginged.
hey,
You got a sale on the Ginger Pedro show.
thank you, White Elk. I hope you like it.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm
If you
calling
don't
sales on
reach
the
out to me
show.
on Twitter, I will give you your 99 cents back.
Yeah.
That's not free to
I'm calling
advertise.
sales. Yeah, I'm calling sales on the show. Getting ginged. I don't know if you
All right.
mind.
Go ahead,
I
buddy.
just got ginged. Yeah.
We're calling it ginged. We're calling it ginged.
Ginged. Yeah.
All right.
You
Let's go.
just got ginged. Yeah.
Boom, baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
No.
Ginger,
Okay.
Pedro, and Ethan.
Hey. No.
Mhm.
Okay. So, thank you again, though, White Alakazam. Very nice.
Yeah, dude.
Okay,
Thank you.
wonderful.
I hope you like it. I really do.
So let's talk a little bit about your creative team then. And Pedro, I wanna kick it to you real quick here, but because we've got,
Dude, I'm not feeling well. Dude.
I know, but
Don't make me work.
I'm just gonna come out and say it here. We've got some Latin Americans, and I as a white
no.
dude over here, buddy, I need your sort of
Let me work.
knowledge. All right,
I
so
can tell
what
you
was
they're both
Chicago?
from Peru, so I don't know how.
Okay, so Peruano, Chochera. Yeah,
So-
I love my Peruvian. So Luis
Okay.
Morocho. It's Morocho.
all right.
Luis Morocho.
Very
It's a Peruvian.
I
Yeah.
think Elliot Rodriguez is from Peru.
Yeah, it's Peruvian. Yeah.
And well, Elliot.
And we have Antonio Ramos Wong.
also
So yeah,
Peruvian.
it's
Very
Peruvian.
talented colorist.
Yeah. The
Wong?
colors look awesome. Wong.
Is that
Yeah,
a
dude,
Peruvian
okay.
last name?
That's something that you need to know.
Do
Panama
I?
and Peru have huge Chinese colonies, like a lot of Chinese immigrants. In Panama for the construction of the canal and the railroad, and in Peru because of the fishing companies. So they have a lot of actually the Peruvian food is very influenced by Chinese cooking.
That's some good food.
They call it chaufa. Yeah, it's really good. Really
All
good.
right. No doubt. Spicy as hell, I imagine, which is
Not
right
Not
up
really.
my alley.
Not really. Peruvian food is not that spicy.
on the
It's very savory. They cook a lot of fish,
Mm.
and it's world renowned for being delicious. But it's not really particularly
No
spicy.
wonder Luis was so good at drawing sea creatures. Then it all makes
No
sense.
doubt.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. That.
Yeah, you came to the right guy, actually.
I
it
must have.
seems.
There's
Yeah.
pure luck there.
So
Mhm,
how?
mhm.
I forgive me if you mentioned it earlier, but how did you come across your team here? How'd you meet these guys?
I pretty much every project I've worked on in the last 5 years has been me just posting on Twitter, "Hey, I've got an idea. Who wants a job?"
Mm.
And then people will send me their work, and I
Dude.
kind of just go through and pick it from there.
Right on.
I pictured like you were hiking in Peru looking for an artist. Like
That would be way cooler. In fact, maybe that's
yeah, with a little like those.
I had like a walking stick and like a hat. And
Yeah, and the music is that little flute that.
It's like an Uncharted game. I'm pulling out like the compass.
Yeah, but like looking for an artist. We
It
got
says Luis is beyond these mountains.
Yeah, I can see it. You pull up through the clouds, like in the rainforest,
Mhm.
to find some guy
Yeah.
just cooking food with like a pencil behind his ear.
Yeah.
I need you to draw my comic. And he looked at me and he goes,
My
I don't do
comic.
that anymore.
Antonio, I used to color comics, but not.
I haven't drawn a comic in 20
no.
years.
Oh shit! You got to pull him back in. So White Alakazam, I'll read it before
Put a
bed.
team together.
All right.
Okay, so Antonio,
Thank you again, White Alex.
this is your colorist and your letterer here. We've got Buddy
Buddy
Boudoir.
Boudouin. I'm not sure how he pronounces that either, but very, very talented letterer as well.
Wonderful. All right,
Buddy
you got a crack
Boudoir.
team, my friend.
Very, very crack team. I feel like the imposter of the squad because it's they are all seasoned professionals. It feels like.
Well, what it seems like there was some stuff about Marvel here on Luis. Could
Yeah,
you tell us a little bit about his? Yeah.
I think he got he got involved in one of their milestone like initiative projects. I've seen some of the art he did for it, because one of the things he sent me in his portfolio whenever I was like hiring people was like he did all kinds of like, he had a bunch of Spider-Man art, but his Batman art is what like kind of made me like this guy
right on,
because he just had like a random Batman page, and he had a
Right
very
on.
unique take on Batman, which I'm like, DC, hire that guy.
I'm kind of curious now.
But not until we're done with our comic. Hire him after that.
Right.
Find a new job shit.
Okay, so how's the second book coming along? You said you're working on it now? Is it how far?
Second book, right now the art, we're about 18 pages in, and it's probably going to clock in at about 32 pages, which makes it a little bit, because our first issue is only about 24, so this is a much longer second issue, but it also is starting to set up the larger narrative I have in mind for this first arc, which I'm hoping will be about 6 issues long. And right off the bat, I don't want to, because the first couple pages kind of spoils a moment in the first issue, but right off the bat, something from the first issue kind of kickstarts the second issue's plot, and you meet a very interesting new character who I think will be very fun to write in the next several issues.
All right. I'm intrigued now. My interests have been piqued.
I've
Don't look too
found
into
myself. I've found myself writing somewhat serious moments for a series that I think is so goofy, to the point where it's like the second issue has like an actual moment in it where I was like, "Is this too heavy for a series about a shrimp with guns?" But I still think it's very funny.
No, that's
maybe even funnier than the first issue.
I think that's like some of the backdoor secret to writing comedy is like being able to have a character real enough that you can have those heartfelt, real moments. It does make it seem like I'm writing something so silly, but there's something here aside from just a gag.
Well, and I've always kind of hated, like, you see it a lot in like modern action movies. I don't know where it started from, but where it's like they want to have a serious moment, but then they want to undercut it with like a joke, and or like, hey, we knew that was corny. Like,
the Guardians thing.
Yeah, and it's like that kind of, like, I get it. The writer is writing something serious and they get kind of self-conscious, but then I feel like that adding that little joke kind of like shows how self-conscious the writing was. And, so I didn't want to do that with the second issue, but I think I found a good balance, I hope.
No, I think you're right, buddy. And just from the outset, I mean, you definitely seem to be on the right track here. And so the campaign is closed, but 120 backers, bro. Right on.
Yeah, I had a lot of friends and family, which was great. I was very appreciative for like my friends and family who bought it.
You got a lot of friends and family at 120 though. That's a lot of friends.
There was also a lot of people who didn't know anything about me. That was awesome. Who just saw a pistol shrimp and they're like, "What?"
Dude, I live in Latin America. I don't have 120 relatives.
Yeah.
No.
Trust me, they're not all my relatives, and honestly, a lot of them were like friends of my relatives, and I live in a small town, so when one person does something at all that's brought up, it's like I'm on the newspaper, I'm interviewed by local news.
There you go, hometown hero, doing it big.
I have a pretty good community around me, which is nice.
Wonderful, buddy. Awesome. That really is fantastic, actually.
Yeah, it's got me pretty far.
I've only known to my knowledge, one guy from Kentucky, and he's a former coworker of mine. I won't say where, but viewers of the show know.
Yeah, exactly where.
Yeah, he was our door guy. Yeah,
Kentucky gets a bad rap sometimes, but we're not all bad.
He was known as the Kentucky Madman. My buddy, his name was Sam. We called him Sam, the Kentucky Madman. But he had a heart of gold. If he was like, if you were under his wing, he would literally die for you. But otherwise, he's like a crazy, crazy man. The Kentucky man.
There's a lot of people I know like that. Maybe that is a Kentucky thing, but I knew a guy who. This is a kind of a tangent, but
no, you're good, bud.
A mailman I knew, which is funny because we were talking about mailman earlier. A mailman said his son worked for a bourbon company out in Denver or somewhere like that. And he was like, they basically just hired his son because he was from Kentucky and they could use him as like their token Kentucky guy to be like, yeah, this is real bourbon. We got a guy from Kentucky.
Oh, right.
So, that makes sense.
Imagine being
I'd rather
that
be
guy.
known. Yeah, I'd rather be known for bourbon, I guess, than not wearing shoes or something.
That's like, I don't know. I mean, that's kind of like just being the black guy. It's like, is this rap good? What do you
Yeah, dude, that happens to me all the time, and I can't rap for nothing. I'm a guitar player, and I'm a metalhead, actually.
Oh, yeah, I could tell from the shirt. I'd figured.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, when I was like, "Hey, we want to do this rap. Can you help us?"
I got a bass. We could put something together here.
Oh yeah, dude,
drums,
that would be awesome.
I play drums.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, when it comes down to hip hop, I can't help you.
Were we wrong about comics the whole time? Should we have just formed a band?
Yep, it could be.
So.
Rehearsals are gonna be
somebody else is
a
gonna
headache. Yeah,
we'll figure it out. Zoom's coming a long way.
Yeah,
there's a couple. Odin, maybe we can rope Odin into this. He's a singer. He's got a book, a rock opera book. Kill Them Dead, I believe it's called.
Kill Them Dead. Yeah, Kill Them Dead.
A rock opera book. That's kind of sick, honestly.
Oh yeah, it's like UV painted, hand painted by this German artist who's just out of freaking control. I forget his name. I apologize, but
that's awesome.
Well, we are coming to the end of this shootout there, Cowboy. So what do you? Is there anything else you want to add, bro? Is anything else we missed, or?
Honestly, I can't think of anything. I feel like we covered it. I haven't done a ton yet, so maybe one day down the road I'll have more to talk about. But right now it's just pistol shrimp.
Yeah, you're welcome back anytime. And
dude.
Just ask. I'll come down. I had a good time.
Yeah.
I'd like to meet Pedro when he's not high on medication.
Yeah. I'm a little bit more articulate. I like.
No, you're good. I'm just messing with you.
Yeah.
On medication.
Yeah.
I
So
don't know what it's like in Panama.
White Alakazam, I backed that and tried to get the vinyl, but they didn't get funded. Talking about that. It was like the final push or something. The book got funded, but they weren't able to get the vinyl.
The vinyl going. The things like printing vinyl it's expensive. Like we tried to do something with our band and do like 500 copies with recording and everything. It was like 10 grand.
That's why I'm so surprised vinyl's making such a comeback. Because I thought, like so much cheaper to do things digitally. I figured the record companies would never, but I guess if you can charge, $150 for like a collector's edition vinyl, then maybe it's worth it.
At scale for them, it probably is worth it just to milk the people that are willing to pay for it, right? It's like the money's there, so why not?
I do wonder if CDs are gonna make a comeback at all, or if it's just
that would be hilarious.
That would be hilarious, and like
I
people
like
skipping
CDs, to be honest.
The CDs skipping in the CD player as you're trying to go to the gym, like
I had the book. I had the book you flip through and pull one out.
I know, bro.
Oh yeah, remember those? Like in the car. Like,
yeah.
Let's put Cowboys from Hell again. Wait.
I want to hear one song off this album, and then I'm gonna flip through the book for 20 minutes to find the other song I want to hear.
Yeah. Oof.
Dude, that was like a whole market. My dad had like just 2 huge CD books when I was growing up, and then some guy came through the neighborhood and was just hitting people's trucks and cars and stealing radios and CDs. My dad lost probably $1,000 in 15 years or something like that of collecting. Just tons of great stuff. But
I remember my aunt's car got broken into one time, and they didn't steal it because all she had was like a random Christian band nobody had ever heard of. And she's like, they didn't steal my CDs, and I was like, yeah, I'm not surprised, because it was like, never heard of them.
Dude, I had an uncle that had a really like rundown Toyota Land Cruiser. But dude, that car was in shambles, and one day they broke his window and they threw a dead squirrel in it. They didn't steal anything.
Yeah,
they just broke the window, so they added a dead squirrel. And dude, that
was it maybe
for months.
The only reasoning I could think is they broke in, didn't find anything, and it's like they're so pissed off. Like, how can I see that like he's wasted my time?
He wasted my time.
It's not Panamanian voodoo, like a dead squirrel.
No.
Did he already have a dead squirrel on him, or did he have to go get one to put in there?
Voodoo is obsessed with chickens, Ginge. I don't know if you know that. It's all about that chicken blood.
Is it now?
And toads.
I love good chicken.
But no squirrels.
Yeah, I love me some chicken now.
Yeah.
Pedro?
Oh, yeah. Chicken's good. Yeah, exactly. Because I'm black, right? Yeah.
No, I'm just asking.
I didn't know squirrels were so common.
What are you asking?
I'm just asking if you like chicken.
What are you asking?
If you do
like
or if
chicken.
you don't, I don't make.
I like chicken and popcorn.
Cassettes are coming back, by the way. I have seen people selling cassettes on some things I like.
Hey.
I also like grape soda, Ginge.
I love all those things too, buddy.
I like
grape
juice.
Grape juice.
Yeah.
Oh, did I just remember of Chappelle? Like, what is juice, baby? I want some grape.
Before the show, he was laughing because I was drinking Yoo-Hoo.
Oh, there you go.
We had
Yoo-Hoo.
That for a little bit.
Yeah, that's always been, even before comics, my greater life's fallback plan has been, if all else fails, I'm just going to get into chocolate milk. I'll be a chocolate milk magnate and run the world of milk and chocolate milk.
That might have some legs. I mean, there's not a lot of names in the chocolate milk business. Right?
Well, you've got Borden. They're a thicker. Well, maybe they're more down here. It's like a Dutch. Yeah, I'm trying to think. True Moo.
I know True Moo.
Right.
I know. This is probably the most boring thing anyone's ever listened to, but True Moo and I don't know. They got a red cap. That's all I know. It's just milk.
Very well. We got Neostar. Give me a lemon lime soda any day. Absolutely. Now, many moons ago when I worked at Applebee's, I learned that the move is to take your Sprite and then go cut you a fresh lime and a fresh lemon, and then squeeze you some actual lemon and lime juice into the Sprite and then stir that thing up, if you will.
At Applebee's?
Yeah, because you get bored back there.
They show that on the commercials, I think, don't they?
Yeah, because he's fancy like that.
That was before I was into comics, and it was seriously actually my last straw in terms of like, I was like, I'm giving up on doing anything creative or what I want to do, and I'm just going to be a cook, a chef, because I was looking at it like this. I was like, I can do 6 months at Applebee's, and then my best friend that I was bitching about earlier, he ended up moving to Orlando. He works at Universal, and I was like, I can be a chef at Applebee's and then get some experience and then go cook at maybe a nice restaurant at Universal and and just live life. Like, fuck it. You know what I mean? Just try to be happy. But like 6 months into Applebee's, my manager snatched a plate out of my hand to adjust some quesadillas. And I understand why he did it. But the moment he took that tray out of my hand, it hit me like a ton of bricks, really. I was like, oh, I have to be my own boss. I was like, and then my next thought was like, I'd have to open my own restaurant. But I was like, I don't want to do that. So I was like, this just isn't going to work. Yeah. So thankfully, I was getting into comics at the time.
Open restaurant, comic books.
I would love to go to Ginge's Fajitas.
No, dude, I can cook my nuts off, baby. I'm a great cook.
Ginge Gorditas.
Your talent was definitely wasted at Applebee's, though, because if your Applebee's is anything like the one in my town, that's bottom tier restaurant material.
Oh, it was horrible, bro. We had mushrooms growing on the wall.
Oh man! Anytime somebody like recommends, like, hey, you want to go to Applebee's? I'm like, do I need to be friends with this person that bad?
Yeah.
Although they got the cheap margaritas, I guess. If you're
dude, it's a bit of a. The shows, we're at an end here, so I'll save everybody, but. Like it's a trope with me at this point that like once every couple of months I bitch about Applebee's, and we've come to that point yet again. So on that note here, Charlie, I do want to thank you, bro, for joining us, man. This was a great chat.
I had fun.
Absolutely, buddy. So are you real quick? Are you looking to do any other shows? If there's any other YouTubers out there or anybody out in TV land
I'm not
trying to get up with you?
Like I told you earlier, it's more just give me notice and I'll make an appearance. I just don't get asked that often.
Well, there you go.
Must be the Applebee's talk. Just
you're like a little wallflower, buddy. We gotta get you out there. Somebody take this guy to the prom.
Yeah, do it.
Okay. No, but Charlie, thank you again, buddy. I'm gonna bump you to the back. You're free to leave, or you can hang out, or
hang out,
or you're free to leave, or you can hang out. Right? Okay.
All
right, buddy.
We've
All right,
taken
I'll
enough
catch
of
you
your
guys
time.
No.
Yeah, see you, Charlie.
All right, P Money Ang,
All right.
P Dizzle, Fo Shizzle.
Yeah, for sure.
How you feeling, buddy? You made it through.
Yeah, I did, but I'm gonna hit the bed.
Yeah,
now.
you came in a little green around the gills, but you did good, bud. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to sound condescending. I mean it sincerely.
No, it didn't sound condescending at all.
Okay. Okay, now I do want to thank the chat, especially White Alakazam here. For popping by. Yeah, first time seeing you, and please come back anytime.
Yeah.
And I stopped going to restaurants. I make my own food now so much better. Got jerky and sausages down. That's why I was like, let me try cooking, because I like cooking at the house. In fact, and I was at Applebee's. I was at the point where I was like, carefully stacking the hot wings on the plate. And this is the thing. I was like, I do believe there's an artistic way you can put hot wings on a plate. We had an all white plate, the buffalo wings, you stack them in the middle. Don't get any sauce on the side. Gently set that bitch down. It looks delicious.
Yeah, that's too much effort for Applebee's, man. I don't know.
They couldn't handle me, bro. That's why
I got fired. Like, oh, look at the Michelin Ginge over here.
Oh, dude. I was taking it seriously. I was like, I'm gonna go be a real chef at Universal Studios. Yeah,
exactly. We're doing like the Tower of Wings.
I was. I'm proud of it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
cool.
So this is a good point here too. Don't wait to be asked. Sure. Yeah, people, they'll very nice most of the time. They just won't respond if they're not interested, most likely.
Yeah.
All right. So Pedro,
that's how it goes.
Good show, buddy. Wonderful show.
Yeah. I got something to show you.
All right.
Once we're out of here.
Okay. Well, all right then, everybody.
Good things coming out.
Yep. So we have another regular show next week with the Still Toking team. That's one of Pops's. I've yet to meet them, so this will be a first time for me. Yeah. And for that, it's an open draw stream for the foreseeable future, unless somebody needs to come on the show. So.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we're having fun doing those, I thought.
Yeah.
And if there's anything you guys want to see out there in TV land, like covering stories or whatever, if you guys want to hear us bitch about something, we're trying new formats and trying to line it up. Yeah, you know how it is. So, all right, gang, we will catch y'all next week on the Ginge and Pedro show.